Africa should unite, look inward for development. Hi viewers, here comes an update. President Mnangagwa of Zimbabwe has urged African countries to focus on internal resource mobilization and inclusive pro-people development in order to achieve the Africa we want. Speaking at the 56th session of the UNACHA Conference of African Ministers of Finance, Planning and Economic Development, President Mnangagwa emphasized the need for cooperation among nations to ensure balanced development across the continent. The conference, which is focused on financing the transition to inclusive green economies in Africa, has attracted high-level representatives from 32 countries and over 200 delegates. President Mnangagwa highlighted the challenges posed by climate change and called for the development of climate-resilient infrastructure to drive green industrialization. He emphasized the role of businesses in delivering solutions through innovation, technology, and investments in science. The president stressed the importance of a people-centered development philosophy that leaves no one behind and promotes balanced development across Africa. To fight climate change, President Mnangagwa called for alternative resource mobilization initiatives that align with technological developments and meet climate goals. He urged African countries to take advantage of the African Continental Free Trade Area Agreement and leverage ICTs and new technologies for sustainable development. The president also emphasized the need to promote investment in green sectors, facilitate technology transfer, develop green investment standards, and encourage regional cooperation. Zimbabwe has developed strategies and plans to curb greenhouse gas emissions, including adopting a national climate change response strategy. Through its economic blueprint, the National Development Strategy 1, Zimbabwe is increasing agricultural production with a focus on irrigation development. President Mnangagwa called on wealthier nations to honor their commitments under mechanisms such as the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. While Africa accounts for less than 5% of global greenhouse gas emissions, it faces significant strain on public finances, growth prospects, and employment levels due to climate change impacts. President Mnangagwa called on polluting countries to fulfill their obligations with regards to climate financing. He emphasized the opportunities presented by clean technologies to unlock Africa's natural resources and human potential, and called for proactive efforts to mobilize financial resources from domestic and international sources. Estimates suggest that ending global climate change would require significant financial resources, which should be provided by wealthier countries. Finance Minister Mthuli Nkuba highlighted the positive growth trajectory of Africa's economy, but noted that growth rates were not commensurate with the continent's potential, leading to rising poverty and unemployment rates. The conference provided a platform for economic experts, technocrats, and government officials to discuss challenges and opportunities in transitioning to inclusive green economies. Ambassador Rebecca Amuge Otengo called for the removal of sanctions imposed on ECA members, including Zimbabwe, which are hurting economies. United Nations Under-Secretary General Claver Gatete emphasized the need to respond to the challenges of climate change through green transitions. In conclusion, President Mnangagwa's call for African countries to unite and focus on internal resource mobilization and inclusive development reflects the need for cooperation and innovation in addressing climate change challenges. The conference provides an opportunity for African nations to develop authentic ideas for implementation across the continent and promote sustainable development that leaves no one behind. That's all for now. Thanks for listening. Subscribe or follow us for more.